This is the only red velvet cupcake recipe that you're ever gonna need. Matched with silkiness, a balance between tangy and sweet, it truly doesn't get better than this. First, we're gonna start with our dry ingredients. We got our 1.5 cups of flour, cocoa powder, 1 cup sugar, and this is the moment I realized I really don't know what my scale was doing there. Then we're gonna go in with our baking powder, our salt, baking soda, and we're gonna give that a good stir together to combine. And now's the time where little by little, we're gonna add our butter pieces in there, and we're gonna attach that to our stand mixer. You're gonna wanna use the paddle attachment for this one. And we're gonna turn that on to about just a medium speed. And we're just trying to combine all of that butter into the flour. Now, I'm gonna be honest guys, this should basically look like sand by the time we're done, but I had a little bit of a time crunch, so I stopped about here. This does work, but try to get it down to that sand texture if you can. Now, I know you're at home and you're busy, so you don't have time to do a bunch of dishes, so I'm gonna show you a trick to save you a dish. First, you're gonna crack your eggs right on top of that dry ingredients, along with the vanilla extract I got from Mexico, buttermilk, and we're gonna beat the eggs and give that a stir right inside that, right on top of the dry ingredients. This works really well. Now you've just saved the dish and you haven't compromised the quality of your cupcakes. Next, we're gonna go in with our red food coloring. Same thing, give that a mix. Now we put it in the stand mixer and we can fully combine all of those ingredients together. Now you don't wanna overmix this, and at the same breath, you also wanna get a spatula in there about halfway through to make sure you're scraping down all the sides and there's no funky mess happening underneath. You should do this at least once while you're mixing. Now again, we're gonna mix that all together until you have a nice red paste. Now be sure to get your cupcake inserts ready, and we're gonna line our baking sheets. Now I use a little tool like this because I am famously known for overfilling my cupcake inserts, so that's what I do. Next, it goes into the oven at 350 for about 15 to 18 minutes. Now we're gonna go ahead with our butter, our cream cheese, and we're gonna make our icing. This makes a mess, I know, but it's a must. Now add a teaspoon of vanilla extract, not a tablespoon like I just did. And we're gonna give that another blend together, and finally add our icing sugar. We're gonna go about 1.5 cups with this. You can add it to your preferences, take it down a notch for more tanginess, increase it for more sweetness, and blend that all together until you have a nice thick icing. If it's too thick, you could add 1 teaspoon of heavy cream at a time. And this is the perfect consistency that I'm looking for, nice and thick. And of course, I've got my little hands quality control girl for the taste test. And there's all our beautiful red velvet cupcakes straight out of the oven. They puffed up nice, and you can do a little finger test to even check if they're done. Simply push down on one, and if it springs back, they're done. Now, this next part is optional, but this is a little extra that I like to do. I'll take a chopstick and kind of poke down the middle of your cupcake like you see here. And then we're gonna insert a little bit of that frosting inside each one. This just adds a little extra oomph inside the middle of your cupcake and kind of keeps them from drying out at the same time. And of course, we're gonna go with our decorating on top. I go pretty simple for this, but feel free to get as creative as you like. And congratulations, you made your first batch of red velvet cupcakes. And please like and subscribe. I'd love to see you on the next one.